Political messaging around immigrants and immigration often focuses on the bread and butter issues of jobs, taxes, and services. But the immigration debate actually poses another, more fundamental question. As this discussion, led by scholars, political analysts, and immigrant leaders, illustrates, it forces us to think about what it means to be an American.
The answer to me in solving the immigration problem is just focus on what it means to be an American. And that's the key to this problem. And an American is an idea. No group owns being an American. Nobody owns this.
The idea governing our immigration debate and immigration policy is that to be a real American, you had to have been not just born here, but you have to have these certain characteristics that is white, Protestant, Christian, of European descent, that make you part of the American community.
Issues of race and the color line are, of course, embedded within the immigration debate. For immigrant rights leaders, race is the often hidden force driving immigration policy.
It's ludicrous to spend our money on people that don't belong here. The Hispanic people are outpopulating the white people.
There's definitely been a turn, in my view, a sharp, abrupt, acute right turn on the immigration issue. And I think it has to do less with the economy than, in my view, with the sense of endangerment that the white population feels around the changing color line. It's the moment at which the majority of Americans, the white citizenry, is realizing that this color line is changing, and it's changing rapidly.
80% of the people nationwide that get deported are Mexican, but in New York City is a very different situation. So most of the people that get deported they're Haitian, they're Dominican, they're Guyanese, they're Trinidadian, they're Jamaican. So for us, the issue of who is immigrant America is very keen, and I think so much of our job is to sort of really reframe who is an immigrant, how immigration impacts communities of color, Black communities in particular.
The demographics of the United States are changing such that whites will no longer be a majority in this country. I believe that is the source of a tremendous amount of the anxiety that we're witnessing now in the present immigration debates.
A lot of people, even in my own family who are immigrants, will sort of think of the word as a dirty word and don't want to associate with it. Who they are has gotten definitely very racialized.
The first immigration law in this country was created to exclude Chinese. And it was created to exclude Chinese because they were considered a different race, a deviant race. Early cartoons of Irish folks showed them as similar sort of archetypes of African Americans.
It's hard to exaggerate how much race has to do with immigration. Historically in this country, race has always had to do with immigration policy, and the process of welcoming or not welcoming immigrants has always had to do with assigning particular groups of immigrants a place in the racial hierarchy.
This year, many advocates and organizers working to improve the arenas of healthcare, education, and the environment have focused their energies in the electoral arena.
All the candidates right now are trying to sidestep the issue of immigrants. Immigration is big on the agenda, but they refuse to talk about it. They're scared. And we're hoping, and after the election, they will do the right thing. Give everyone some type of legal status so we can move forward.
I'm not sure if I could think of any previous national, that is to say presidential election, in which immigration played such a central role as it is doing this time out. It's not that the Democrats are so great on immigration issues, but Latino voters, people sympathetic to immigrants' rights, have been pushed more than pulled towards the Democratic Party. Clearly, the Republicans are freaked out about that.
If you look at 1996 and the last immigration reform, that was done by a Democratic president. So even if you did have the Democrats take over, the situation is not any better. They distance themselves from immigrant rights and standing up for refugee rights completely.
On the Democratic side, it seems to me that mostly we have politicians who want to run away from the immigration issue, any question of substantial reform or modification of U.S. immigration policy. Let me give an example. The public story about what happened with the New York driver's license campaign is that the governor of New York finally capitulated to attacks from the right around immigration. It's quite clear to all who were intimately involved in that process that there was tremendous pressure from the Clinton campaign not to allow immigration to become an issue in the federal elections. I think that gives you an indication of where the Democratic Party is positioning itself and how probably most Democratic presidential hopefuls will position themselves.
Given these rather mixed reviews on prospects for the 2008 election, what are the political aspirations of leaders in the immigrant rights movement?
We actually create illegal immigration by criminalizing immigration, by putting such limits on immigration that the numbers of people who are able to enter the country legally are much smaller than the numbers of people who are willing to come. I think that unchanging idea of American identity is really holding up our ability to make a modern immigration policy that is looking to the future instead of trying to hold on nostalgically to the past. So I would increase the number of green cards that are available in our immigration policy, speed up the immigration process by modernizing the immigration service, and provide many more resources to help people move from being an immigrant to being a citizen.
I'm a realist. At the same time, I believe that transnational economies are a justification for transnational migration. Even my students are astounded when I make that argument, when they say, well, what's the justification for immigration? I mean, these folks are coming into the United States, it's a sovereign country, what right do they have to just come? And my quick and dirty answer is, well, we live in a transnational economy. If Disney is in their backyard, they have a right to be here. I'm talking about basic fairness. So I think there should be an index that evaluates how much investment we have and how much we're doing in another country, the trade imbalance that we have with another country in effect, and that index should translate into a formula that tells us how many people we should allow in from that country, so that we're playing fair, that it's a truly transnational economy and it's a truly fair trade economy that allows and accounts for migration.
We need to introduce a whole new immigration bill that responds to our demands and not react to something that some congressperson is going to craft and ask us to comment on. We need to be the ones who set a new agenda and make the proposal. It has to come from us.
How many people have been deported? 200,000, something like that. That's a major bunch of people, and people have suffered. But damn, it's a pinch, it's a grain of sand compared to the number of people who are here, and it's not going to change.
We are the children of the Chinese waiter, born and raised in the laundry room. We are the offspring of the refugee who leave their stamp on America. We are the cousins of the freedom fighter, brothers and sisters all around the world. We are part of the third world people who leave their stamp on America, who leave their stamp on America, who leave their stamp on America, who leave our stamp on America, America.